Have you ever asked yourself, why am I here? It's a question we all face at some point in life. Whether we're reflecting on our past, our purpose, or the future, the search for meaning is universal. But with so much noise and distraction in the world, it can be hard to find clear answers. That's where the wisdom of the Buddha comes in. The Buddha didn't just offer philosophical ideas. He gave us practical tools for living a meaningful life, tools that we can use every day. His teachings help us explore life's big questions in a way that's grounded in reality, not just theory. They guide us in discovering not just why we exist, but how to live with intention, peace, and clarity, no matter what stage of life we're in. By turning to the Buddha's teachings, especially his focus on mindfulness, understanding karma, and embracing the impermanence of life, we can unlock a deeper sense of purpose. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're practices we can apply immediately to transform our lives. If you've ever felt uncertain or overwhelmed, the Buddha's wisdom offers a way forward, a path that leads to greater peace, understanding, and a life that feels truly meaningful. Let's explore how these ancient teachings can help us find clarity and live with more purpose, starting today. Chapter 1. Life is not an accident. Why are you born here and now? Life is not a random accident, and it certainly isn't simply a matter of fate. The idea that we are born by chance, without purpose or reason, can sometimes feel comforting when things are difficult, but it's far from the truth. Everything in life happens because of causes and conditions. From the tiniest details to the grandest events, each moment is shaped by a web of interconnected factors. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything is the result of something else. This is one of the core teachings of the Buddha, that our lives are not determined by luck, nor are we simply subject to an unchangeable destiny. Rather, our existence unfolds through the natural laws of cause and effect. To help understand this, imagine an apple growing from a seed. The seed doesn't randomly become an apple. It grows into an apple because it's an apple seed, and it has the right conditions, water, sunlight, soil, and time to flourish. Just like that apple, our lives are not accidents. We are the result of countless causes and conditions, including our past actions, choices, thoughts, and the circumstances surrounding our lives. The Buddha teaches us that our lives are not just arbitrary. We are here because of causes that we may not always be aware of, but that doesn't mean we are simply products of past events. When we start to view life from this perspective, we realize that our current situation is a result of what we've done in the past. Our actions, our thoughts, and our habits. It's similar to how a tree grows from a seed. Every decision we've made, every habit we've formed, and every thought we've nurtured is a seed that's influenced where we are today. Just as the apple tree doesn't grow by accident, neither does our life unfold without reason. It's the accumulation of all these causes that brings us to this moment. However, this doesn't mean we are trapped in the past. It's a common belief that our past determines our future, that if we've made mistakes, we are forever bound to them. But the Buddha challenges this idea. He teaches that we are not prisoners of our past. Just because we have made poor decisions before doesn't mean we are forever tied to those choices. While our past actions certainly shape the present, we have the ability to create new causes and conditions that can change the trajectory of our lives. This is one of the most empowering aspects of the Buddha's teachings. No matter where we are in life or what our past may hold, we have the power to change. We are not defined by our history. We are shaped by the choices we make in this very moment. For example, think of a person who has struggled with unhealthy habits for many years. Perhaps they've always eaten poorly or avoided exercise, leading to poor health. While it's true that their past choices have had an impact, the future is not set. They can choose to eat better, to exercise, to cultivate a positive mindset, and these new choices will begin to shape their future. Just like planting a new seed that will grow into something entirely different from the past, we can plant new seeds today. The key is recognizing that we don't have to continue the patterns that have defined us so far. We have the freedom to choose a different path. This is a crucial aspect of understanding life according to the Buddha. He didn't see life as a preordained journey, but rather as a process of continuous transformation. Each moment is an opportunity to make a new choice, to act with intention, and to create a life that is meaningful. The Buddhist teachings encourage us to take responsibility for our actions and understand that they are not merely consequences of past decisions, but also potential seeds for future growth. The future is not something that is out of our control. It's something we can actively shape. The Buddha's teachings about cause and effect, or karma, emphasize that our actions matter. They matter not just because they influence others, but because they influence our own experience of life. Karma isn't about punishment or reward in the traditional sense. It's simply the law of cause and effect. Every action, every thought, every choice has consequences. If we act with kindness, compassion, and wisdom, we create positive causes that will lead to a better future. But if we act with anger, ignorance, or selfishness, we create negative causes that will lead to suffering. So, if you ever find yourself questioning why you are here, remember that it's not an accident. You are here because of countless causes and conditions, many of which you have the power to influence. And while your past may have shaped who you are today, you are not bound by it. You can change. You can plant new seeds in your life and watch them grow into something beautiful. The Buddhist teachings give us the tools to understand this and to use this knowledge to transform our lives. Life is not about being a passive observer but an active participant. Every moment is a chance to make a new choice, to shape your future, and to create a life filled with purpose and meaning. In the end, life is a precious opportunity, and the Buddha's wisdom encourages us to embrace it fully. Every experience, every challenge, every joy is part of a larger process that we can understand and influence. The choice is ours. We are not victims of fate. We are creators of our own destiny. So, ask yourself, what seeds will you plant today? What new causes will you create? Your future is in your hands. Chapter 2. Life is not a punishment or a reward. It's an opportunity. One of the most powerful teachings of the Buddha is his understanding of karma, a concept that has often been misunderstood. Too many people view karma as a form of cosmic punishment or reward, as though some higher power is keeping score of our actions, doling out good things to the righteous and bad things to the sinful. However, karma is not a system of rewards and punishments from some outside force. It is simply the natural law of cause and effect. In simple terms, karma means that the actions we take today, whether good or bad, will have consequences in the future. What we experience in life is not a result of some divine judgment, but the natural outcome of past actions, choices, and conditions. Karma is like a seed that we plant. The seeds we plant today, the actions we take, the words we speak, and the thoughts we cultivate grow and shape our future. Just as a tree doesn't grow from a seed of one type into a different kind of tree, our present experiences are shaped by the seeds we have planted in the past. But here's the key. This doesn't mean we are stuck with whatever karma we've accumulated. The Buddha teaches us that we have the ability to transform our karma through conscious, positive actions. We may have planted seeds in the past that have led to suffering or difficulty, but we can always plant new seeds that will result in happiness and peace in the future. To understand this more clearly, let's consider the example of a child born into difficult circumstances. Imagine a child born into poverty, suffering from neglect, or growing up in a place where opportunities are scarce. It's easy to assume that this child's suffering is some sort of punishment for past misdeeds, but the Buddha's teachings suggest a different perspective. The child's circumstances are not a punishment for something they have done. They are simply the result of conditions created by many factors, not just the actions of the child, but the actions of those around them and the society they were born into. Their present struggles may be the result of karma from past causes, but they are not trapped by it. Karma is not a life sentence. It's simply the result of previous actions. The Buddha's teachings on karma emphasize that our past does not dictate our future. While it's true that our current experiences are shaped by our past actions, we are not doomed to repeat them. No matter how difficult our present situation may be, we always have the power to change. The opportunity to transform our lives is always within reach. We may not be able to change the past, but we can influence the future through the choices we make today. Just as the child born into hardship can, through education, kindness, and perseverance, create new causes for a better future, so can we. The The Buddha encourages us to see life not as a static experience but as a dynamic process, a process that we can actively engage with, making decisions that create positive ripples in our lives and the lives of others. A common misconception about karma is that it locks us into a cycle of suffering. Many people believe that if they've made mistakes in the past or have suffered in some way, they are forever trapped by that suffering. But karma is not a punishment. It is a law of cause and effect, and just as we can create negative causes that lead to pain, we can create positive causes that lead to joy, peace, and fulfillment. The Buddha teaches that no matter how dire our situation may seem, we always have the capacity to change it. We are not helpless. The key lies in our actions, in how we respond to the challenges and opportunities that life presents to us. The story of a person who overcomes hardship through perseverance and positive choices perfectly illustrates this principle. Take, for example, someone who has struggled with addiction. They may have made choices in the past that led to their current situation, but that doesn't mean they are trapped. Through awareness, self-compassion, and consistent effort, they can begin to make different choices, planting new seeds of health, well-being, and freedom. The Buddha teaches that change is always possible, and the path to transformation begins with the first step. Whether we're facing addiction, illness, poverty, or any other form of suffering, we can begin to break the cycle by making small, positive changes in our thoughts, words, and actions. It's important to recognize that the opportunity to change is available to everyone, regardless of their past. No one is beyond redemption or transformation. Karma, in its essence, is not about being punished or rewarded. It is about understanding how our actions, thoughts, and habits shape our experiences. It's about taking responsibility for the present moment and recognizing that every choice we make has the potential to create new opportunities. If we don't like the current conditions of our lives, we can always create new ones. Through mindfulness, awareness, and intentional action, we can reshape our karma and create a future that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. So, if you find yourself in difficult circumstances or facing challenges that seem insurmountable, remember this. Your situation is not a punishment, nor is it set in stone. Life is not about being a passive victim of fate. It is about taking responsibility for our actions, understanding the causes and conditions that shape our lives, and choosing to create positive change. No matter where you are in life, no matter what challenges you face, there is always an opportunity for transformation. The Buddha's teachings offer us the tools to break free from suffering and create a life that is full of purpose, meaning, and joy. Life is not a reward or punishment. It is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to change. And that opportunity is always available to us, right here and right now. Chapter 3, The Rare Gift of Being Alive. The Buddha, in his teachings, often emphasized the preciousness of human life. One of the most vivid stories he shared was about a blind turtle living in the vast ocean. This turtle comes to the surface only once every 100 years, and when it does, a small wooden ring floats on the water. The odds of the turtle surfacing at just the right moment to stick its head through the ring are extremely rare. The Buddha used this metaphor to highlight how incredibly rare it is to be born as a human. In the grand expanse of time and space, the opportunity to live as a human is a gift we should not take lightly. What sets humans apart from all other beings is our remarkable capacity for self-awareness and reflection. Unlike animals, whose lives are primarily driven by instinct and external forces, humans possess the ability to think critically about their actions, to recognize patterns of behavior, and most importantly, to change. This ability to reflect on our past, our thoughts, and our actions is what makes the human experience so unique. We have the power to grow, to heal, and to transform in ways that no other species can. This capacity for introspection is a rare and precious gift. With this gift comes a profound responsibility. The awareness we possess is not merely for passive reflection. It is meant to guide us in making conscious decisions that lead to growth and fulfillment. It allows us to break free from harmful patterns, to overcome past trauma, and to create a future that aligns with our values and aspirations. The ability to change is empowering, and it is one of the greatest tools we have as human beings. But despite this tremendous potential, Many of us often take our lives for granted. We get caught up in the hustle of daily routines, and we forget to pause and reflect on the miracle that is our existence. The Buddhist teachings remind us that each moment of life is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become the best version of ourselves. It is all too easy to focus on what we don't have or on the obstacles in our way. But by doing so, we miss the gift of the present moment. The reality is that life is fleeting. Each day, each breath we take is a gift. It is essential that we not only acknowledge this gift but also live with gratitude and mindfulness. When we wake up each day, we should remind ourselves of the rarity of our existence. We should embrace each moment with full awareness and appreciation, recognizing that this life is something we can never take for granted. This gift of life is not guaranteed. It can end at any time. That is why it is so important to live fully. Whether we are spending time with loved ones, pursuing passions, or simply being present in our everyday activities, we should make the most of each moment. The Buddhist teachings encourage us to live with intention, to be mindful of our actions, and to approach each day with an open heart and mind. Ultimately, we must remember that our time here is limited, and it is up to us how we spend it. Are we living in a way that honors the gift of life? Are we fully present and engaged with the world around us? The rare opportunity to be human comes with great responsibility, not only to ourselves but also to others. We have the power to make a positive impact in the world, to transform our lives and the lives of those around us, and to leave behind a legacy of kindness, wisdom, and compassion. The Buddha's reminder is clear: life is precious. We are here for a brief moment in time, and it is up to us to make that time meaningful. So, let us not waste a single moment. Let us live with purpose, with gratitude, and with the awareness that every breath we take is a rare and beautiful gift. Let us treasure the opportunity to grow, to change, and to make a difference in the world. The gift of being alive is not just about existing. It's about living fully, embracing every moment, and making the most of this extraordinary chance we have been given. Chapter 4. The science agrees you have more power than you think. Have you ever felt that the patterns in your life are too ingrained to change? Maybe you've faced anger, frustration, or unhealthy habits that seem impossible to overcome. The good news is, science backs up the idea that change is not only possible but entirely within your reach. This idea is grounded in a concept known as neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to rewire itself based on the actions and thoughts we choose to engage with. Neuroplasticity shows that our brains are not fixed. Unlike what we may have once believed, our neural pathways are not set in stone. Instead, they are constantly being shaped and reshaped by our experiences, thoughts, and behaviors. This means that, no matter how long you've been stuck in certain patterns, you have the capacity to rewire your brain and create new, healthier habits. It's a powerful concept because it empowers us to take control of our minds and our lives. The brain is like a muscle that grows stronger with use, and the more you engage with positive, life-affirming thoughts and behaviors, the more your brain strengthens these pathways. Imagine a person who, for years, has been consumed by anger. They react impulsively to situations, often letting frustration take over their interactions with others. At one point, they may have felt powerless to change, thinking that their angry reactions were simply part of who they were. However, through deliberate effort, this person begins to recognize the damage anger causes and decides to make a change. They start practicing mindfulness, engage in activities like deep breathing, and choose patience and understanding over impulsive responses. Over time, with consistent practice, their brain begins to form new neural pathways that favor calmness and reflection. Their reactions to situations become less fueled by anger, and they start to notice how much more peaceful and connected their relationships become. This example highlights the transformative power of conscious choice. The brain is malleable, and just as it can form new, positive habits, it can also shed old, unhelpful ones. The beauty of neuroplasticity is that it doesn't require perfection. Small, consistent actions and changes in thinking can have a profound effect over time. It's not about making huge, drastic changes overnight, but rather about committing to the process of growth and consistently choosing better thoughts, reactions, and habits. One powerful concept to grasp here is the idea that our brains are like a garden. Just like a gardener decides what to plant, water, and nurture, we decide what thoughts and actions we cultivate in our minds. If we continue to water feelings of anger, resentment, or fear, those negative emotions will grow stronger. But if we choose to nourish thoughts of peace, kindness, and understanding, we can cultivate a more positive and harmonious mindset. Every thought and every action is a seed that will either grow into something that serves us or something that holds us back. This concept isn't just theoretical, it's backed by research. Studies have shown that people who engage in practices like meditation or mindfulness experience changes in the structure of their brains, with increased gray matter in areas associated with emotional regulation and self-awareness. Even simple actions like focusing on gratitude or engaging in regular exercise can have a positive impact on the brain's wiring. These changes aren't just fleeting, they are lasting. Over time, the more you engage in positive practices, the more deeply they are ingrained in your brain's neural pathways. The ability to reshape your brain's structure and function gives you an immense amount of power. You have the ability to change your reactions, your thoughts, and your overall approach to life. It's empowering to realize that you don't have to be a slave to your old habits or past experiences. With conscious effort, you can choose to break free from them and create new, healthier habits that lead to a more fulfilling life. The power lies within you, within the choices you make every day. So, what does this mean for you? It means that no matter what challenges you're facing, you have the power to change. Whether you're dealing with negative thoughts, unhealthy habits, or emotions that seem to control you, you have the ability to shift your mindset and create new patterns. The process isn't always easy, but it is entirely possible. Small, intentional steps can lead to profound changes over time. The first step is awareness, recognizing that your brain has the power to change. From there, you can start making choices that align with the person you want to become. Start small, but start now. Every positive action you take, no matter how small, strengthens the neural pathways that will help you grow and evolve. Embrace the power of neuroplasticity, and remember, you have more control over your life than you may have ever realized. It's time to take advantage of the incredible power within you to create the life you truly deserve. Chapter 5. The final answer: what will you do with this life? Now that we've explored the nature of life, the power of our actions, and our ability to change, the question becomes, what will you do with this life? This is the turning point, the moment when you get to decide how to apply everything you've learned. Life is not just a random series of events or a collection of circumstances that happen to you. It's your opportunity to take control, to make meaningful decisions, and to shape your future. The Buddhist teachings offer us timeless wisdom on how to live with purpose, how to navigate the challenges of life, and how to cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. The key lies in being mindful, kind, and wise in everything we do. The first piece of advice the Buddha gives is to live with awareness. Every thought, word, and action has an impact on your life and the lives of others. By paying attention to what's happening in the present moment, you gain the ability to make better choices. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life, but when we live mindfully, we become more intentional in our actions. For instance, if you find yourself reacting impulsively to a situation, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this reaction helpful? Is it contributing to my peace and happiness? Or is it creating more stress? When you live with awareness, you can respond rather than react, choosing actions that align with your deeper values. The next piece of advice is choosing kindness. Life is challenging, and sometimes people can be difficult, but the Buddha teaches us to approach others with compassion and respect, no matter the circumstances. Kindness has a ripple effect. It doesn't just make others feel better, but it also transforms us. When you choose to treat others with kindness, even when you're struggling, you create an atmosphere of peace and understanding. It's easy to react negatively when we're frustrated, but practicing kindness helps us rise above those emotions and maintain our inner peace. You don't have to wait for others to be kind to you. You have the power to set the tone by being kind yourself. Another important teaching from the Buddha is to seek wisdom and maturity. In a world filled with distractions, it's tempting to chase after things that offer quick gratification or temporary pleasure. However, the Buddha urges us to seek a deeper, more lasting fulfillment. True wisdom comes from understanding the nature of life, recognizing what is truly important, and focusing on the things that contribute to long-term happiness and growth. This might mean making tough decisions or giving up instant rewards in favor of pursuing personal growth, cultivating meaningful relationships, or learning new skills. It's about maturing as a person, becoming more grounded in your values, and living in alignment with your highest potential. Lastly, the Buddha teaches us that change is always possible. No matter what your past looks like, you are not defined by it. We often think that our past mistakes, regrets, or hardships limit our ability to change, but this is a misconception. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that we have the power to transform our lives at any moment. Our past does not have to dictate our future. Whether you've struggled with anger, fear, or negative patterns, you can start fresh right now. Each new moment is an opportunity to choose differently, to make a positive shift in your behavior, and to create a new story for yourself. Your life is not set in stone. It's a continuous process of growth and evolution. So what will you do with this life? The power is in your hands. You have the ability to choose how you respond to life's challenges, how you treat others, and how you continue to grow. Embrace the teachings of mindfulness, kindness, wisdom, and change. Recognize that you are not bound by your past, and that every moment offers a new chance to shape your future. Life is precious, and how you live it is entirely up to you. Choose wisely, live with intention, and remember that you have the power to create a life that is rich with meaning and fulfillment. To wrap up, the key message here is that life is not random. You have the power to shape your life through awareness, choice, and action. Every day offers a new opportunity to choose how you respond to the world around you. It's not about being a passive participant in life, but an active creator of your path. By living with intention and mindfulness, you can transform your thoughts, actions, and ultimately, your reality. I encourage you to take this message to heart and start applying it to your own life. Remember, you are not bound by your past. Each moment gives you the freedom to make a new choice and change your direction. You are capable of growth and transformation no matter where you start from. Make the decision to live with purpose, to choose kindness, and to seek wisdom in everything you do. As we conclude, I invite you to reflect on how you can incorporate the Buddha's teachings into your daily life. How can you use these principles to create positive change in your world? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this journey of self-awareness and growth together.